Good morning, everybody. It is 9:02 a.m. on March 29th, 2024. This is so bizarre. Yeah, I just woke up. Well, actually, I've been awake for like 2 hours now. Um, 3 hours, actually. Um, I've been watching some things, and on my phone, I got this alert. What's his name? Louis Gossett Jr. died today at 87. Now, the thing about 87 is very interesting because the Pope won't be giving an Easter speech. Um, he's not doing too well, I guess, and he's 87. Let's see, where's it at? It's on Wallytron 101's channel. He did this video about the 87. Pope Francis, the last Pope, so sick he can't do Easter. Um, what's that guy's name of the Rothschilds? I think the Rothschild. Um, he's the one that he's standing in front of this big portrait of, let's say, something evil. Him and this woman, which is his wife, which she looks like, something not very nice. But anyway, so you got this symbolism of 87. You have Travis Kelce, member, and his shirt number at the Super Bowl was 87. Trump is going to be 78 this year, which is the reverse of 87. I think there's other, and then if you add 8 and 7 is 15, and then 1 plus 5 is 6. But if we look at the symbolism of 15, 15 in Greek is omnicron. In Hebrew, Yod would be the 10th, and then Kappa, and then Lambda, Mu, Noon. Noon in Hebrew is the 15th letter, but Nu in Greek is the 13th letter. And Taylor Swift's favorite number is 13. I think she was born on the 13th too, or something like that. And then I want to tell you about the symbolism. I think I've mentioned it before, of the Allegiance Stadium. It's Allegiance in Paradise, right? Allegiance is like swearing to, upholding, right? And I think I told you about the verse that said in Scripture, do not swear to anything on the land or anything. I didn't know about that until recently. I mean, there's so much in the Bible that it's so difficult to remember everything, right? And plus, figure out what's going on in the world today and then having your normal life. And then there's the red heifer. I got to looking at the red heifer. I think the red heifer, from my perspective, but in the New Testament, I thought we were not supposed to do any more sacrificing of anything. See, this red heifer thing, it only happened 2,000 years. It happened 2,000 years ago. So that would be kind of like around Jesus's time, right? So if you look at Jesus and the red heifer, and if you think about heifer is female, a female cow. You look at God. God is known as the ox, right, or the the bull. So you've got God is the bull, the male side of him, and his female, his blood. So his body, let's say his body is the bull, you know. And then you've got the female part, which is the blood. the red blood um, being sacrificed. And it's so trippy because I think, and then by doing this, it's supposed to, I think they're saying it's supposed to invoke Jesus to come in, or uh, uh, it's like sending a message for the Messiah to come. Um, but this is where I was saying it's so difficult sometimes, because Jesus says that the end times we're fighting against principalities. Principalities, the prince of this land. It's the sacrificing of this land. And I do believe it was like no more sacrifices, right? Jesus was the last sacrifice. So it just seems by them sacrificing this, um, something doesn't seem right. But I'm not going to judge it. I'm not going to say it's wrong or it's right. It's just what I'm seeing is the symbology of it. Because if you look at Nivea going, over to the United States, this April eclipse, right? Nivea is, did I write it down? Means sin, sinful. What is the other word it was used? Oh, depravity, 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 and sin. It means corrupt. And then if you look where that it's going from Texas to New York. So think about Texas and oil. So it's corrupt, and then it's coming out of Mexico too. So corrupt down there, coming to the lower part of the United States, or the east coast of the United States. We all know that that whole corner right there is corrupt. And then you got from the 2017 coming down this way, which is Salem, Oregon, going down to like Salem, or somewhere down South Carolina. But it was hitting all the towns called Salem. Well, Salem refers to Melchizedek, which was I think the first high priest. Melchizedek. Let's put in his name. Melchi. Chi. So Chi, remember, is the X. So Melchizedek. Okay, let me turn it here so you can see. He's a high priest. He was a high priest and a king. How is Melchizedek related? In Christianity, according to the Apostle to the Hebrews, Jesus is identified as a high priest forever in the order of Melchizedek. And so Jesus assumes the role of high priest once and for all. I wonder if it's like changing hands. So that means when Jesus was here, when Jesus was alive in the biblical times, Jesus was not only the king of the Jews, he was the high priest of the Jews, being both a king and a high priest. I think that's what's going to happen this time around with this reset. I think I have the sense that there's going to be one ruler of the land, and it's going to be a king and a high priest, maybe perhaps who's being selected. Because at the end times in Scripture it says he will anoint the Most High, and the Most High would be the high priest and king together as one. Um, Melchizedek was the king of Salem and the priest of God's Most High. Um, while the king of Sodom seeks to wheel and deal over the plunder of him. Okay, so with Abraham, so it continues, but the whole point is looking at uh, the name Melchizedek means king of righteousness, just like Jesus, king of righteousness. That is so interesting to me. Last night, I had a hard time sleeping. I went to bed at 9, and I look in my eyes, it just looked bloodshot. I went to bed at 9. I woke up at like 10:30 because wasn't even really sleeping. I was just tossing and turning. And um, the weirdest thing is I kept getting this, cramping, kind of slight headache, which I got today right now, neck pain, is slight headache. I kept tossing and turning in my mind. It was like my mind wouldn't shut off. This stuff about uh, the P guy, the billionaire guy that's trafficking. I want to keep. I don't want to say certain names on my channel. And then the bridge. Um, then the White House. The people there. The Pope was. Thoughts of the Pope were coming to my mind, and it was like I was praying to God, why am I being bombarded? Why are these images popping in my head? Why? It was like I was being spiritually attacked. I think that's probably the term to say. It was like I was being spiritually attacked. So I get up about 10:30, and I'm um, trying to drink some water and some apple juice, and I'm up until like I think 1:30 or 2, and I laid back down and woke up at 6. But the interesting thing is that whole time I was tossing and turning, going from side to side to side. That's why it feels like I haven't went to sleep, because it's like I can remember every turn that I was taking in bed, because I kept, just like, enough. I, enough of these. How come my brain won't shut down? How come I can't? How come I was being, I knew I was being attacked in some way. But I'm sure a lot of other people are too. I guess Gina Marie, her channel, um, there's a couple of videos that she's put out where they've taken the sound off of her videos and stuff. Plus, I heard a lot of other things that are happening too. Is a lot of people's channels are being flagged. Um, there's nothing for me to. I mean, I don't even give out information. All I do is show what's coming out in my face. That's interesting. And images. I want to get that right there. But right here at my head, and I've noticed that too. Look at that. There's a kind of a slight indentation right there. My head just kind of hurts right there. Actually, it hurts right here, and right here. I don't know. Pretty interesting. These images are so fascinating to me. Look at that. That's fascinating. I think I'll take a picture.